Hi, welcome to the Speak Boutique. I'm Tali Kellerstein, pediatric speech-language pathologist, helping children 3 years and older to make great sounds. Today I'm going to talk about why basketball is a perfect metaphor for speech therapy. We're going to talk about 3 reasons why basketball and speech therapy are very much alike. Reason number 1, basketball is a perfect metaphor for the stages of speech therapy. When children are first learning to make a new sound, they really need direct, explicit instructions for how to move their mouths in a similar way to when you're learning a new skill in basketball, be it dribbling or dunking a ball. You would need explicit instructions from the coach how to do that, as well as instructions for how to move your body slightly differently if it's not working properly. In stage 1, we're looking a lot at just mastering the skill in isolation, just that one sound or just that one movement that will then be combined with other movements, in the case of speech for speech and in the case of basketball for the game. The second stage of speech therapy is where we start to practice the sound in the context of the clinic. This is very similar to practicing your basketball skills with your team in the practice sessions. And so you might do a small game with your team on the home court where everything is very, very familiar. Therapy sessions are very much like that. We're practicing the movements that we've got. We're going incrementally harder and harder and using a lot of repetition to get those new movements ingrained. Finally, stage 3, basketball players need to not just be good on the home court, but they really need to be good when they're playing a game away. And the skill involved in playing a game away is very, very much more intense because you can't predict what the players from the other team are going to do. There's an unfamiliar location, unfamiliar people in the stands, noises are coming at the players, a lot is happening. And so when children have to take their speech skills out of the therapy environment and into the real world, they're really basketball players at an away game. They need to negotiate this kid who's sitting next to them and making a loud noise, this one who's taking away their toy, the siblings, the other things that are just happening in general. So when parents ask, why does a child have their sound so well in the therapy room, but they're not using them outside in real life, we really need to remember that real life is a different skill and it's a very different level of complexity than in the therapy room where things are predictable. Real life is the away game, and it's also a stage of therapy that needs practice. Reason number 2, it's the role of the speech pathologist. So sometimes parents envision bringing their child to a speech pathologist, and the speech pathologist will tinker and the child will come out and all the speech sounds will be laid out perfectly. More similar to maybe what a mechanic does when I bring in my car. The brakes might not be working so well, the mechanic tinkers, and I drive away with a car that has brakes that work. Because in speech therapy I'm working with human beings and not with machines, my role is much more that of a coach. So I very much see the parents, the child, myself, we're all part of a team in the same way that a basketball player might rely on the coach and their family support and the fan support, all to develop that player's skills for the purpose of playing a more beautiful game, and in the case of speech, for the purpose of communicating more clearly and successfully. So this year, Toronto Raptors won the NBA championship. Woo! And there was a lot of excitement naturally around here, and I would remind my clients, how many points did it take for the Raptors to win just their final game, for example. So in the final game, the Raptors needed 114 points to win that game. And so we talk about how many times did they try to make the baskets? Did they make the baskets every time? No, they didn't make the baskets every time. And that's similar in speech therapy. We need a lot of repetitions. We're not always going to get our target. And just like Raptors, it's okay if you miss the basket. You have to keep playing. And eventually, the repetition and the practice will get us the trophy. That's my soundbite for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Don't forget to hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notifications. See you next time.
Let's go, Raptors!